Welcome back to the deep dive. This is where we take all the sources, the articles, the stats, the research you provide, and try to build a really clear picture from them.
Yep. Turn all that data into something useful.
And today, we are diving deep into the Premier League for a really fascinating tactical clash. Manchester City at home against Brighton and Hove Albion.
That's a great one to break down.
Our sources paint this classic picture, It's Goliath City, the massive home favorites, meeting a very, very tricky David in Brighton.
The clever away underdog, for sure.
So our mission today is simple. Let's try to extract the tactical roadmap. What are the key numbers, the hidden weaknesses, and the matchups you absolutely have to watch?
Okay, let's unpack this.
The fundamental conflict that all the sources point to is it's a battle of styles. On one side, you have Manchester City, a team that is just the definition of control. They want to starve you of the ball.
On another, you have a team that wants to create chaos. That's Brighton. They live for that moment of transition, that split second when City's structure might just break down.
So it's relentless possession versus devastating efficiency.
And that's why this deep dive is so valuable. We're not just, reading off the league table here.
No.
We're connecting the dots. Historical patterns, injury reports, tactical needs. For you, the listener, this is the shortcut to understanding not just who might win, but why they're likely to win based on what happens on the pitch.
Okay, let's start with that context then. The current state of play. Manchester City.
The favorites.
Sitting second in the league, 42 points from 20 matches. And the offense, it's just spectacular. 44 goals scored. That's over 2.2 goals per game.
Just relentless going forward.
And this is where the sources get interesting. You look at the other side of the ball, and a vulnerability starts to creep in.
The goals conceded column.
Exactly. 18 conceded. For Guardiola's side at this stage, that feels a little high, doesn't it?
It does. And that brings us right to that Chelsea game, the 1-1 draw.
Right. They had, 70% of the ball? Total domination, but they still conceded late. It just proves that City can be cut open.
And that late goal is the anchor for this whole preview. It's confirmation that the structure, while amazing, has these very specific exploitable gaps when you put it under the right kind of pressure.
So, shifting to Brighton, they're mid-table, around 10th.
A respectable offensive output, around 1.5 goals a game. But, and this is the key difference, their concession rate is way higher than City's. They're much more open.
And what really defines them, as you said, is this volatility. They're a streaky team.
The definition of it. They could pull off a huge upset. The sources flagged that fantastic 2-1 away win they had earlier this season. It's proof they can do it.
But for every one of those, there's a frustrating draw or a loss you didn't see coming.
That inconsistency is what makes this match so compelling. It could be a comfortable City win, or it could be a complete tactical shocker.
Now, if we look at the history, the head-to-head, it's pretty one-sided.
Oh, massively.
Looking at the last, 19 meetings or so, City have won 13 of them. It's dominance. That sets the baseline expectation right. City are supposed to win this game.
It establishes the power dynamic, yeah, but it doesn't tell the whole story. This is where that surprise factor comes in. Brighton specializes in this.
They do.
And the sources made sure to highlight that famous 2-1 Brighton win at the Amex last season. And what's really incredible about that match...
What you're going to say? The possession stat.
Exactly. City had 72% possession in a game they lost.
It's unbelievable.
It proves Brighton doesn't need to match City on quality. They just need tactical patience and to be absolutely clinical. They are perfectly happy to let City pass the ball around midfield. They're just waiting for their moment.
And here's where it gets really interesting. The scoring trends.
Yeah, these games are rarely boring.
Historically, they're goal fests. They consistently go over 1.5 goals, often over 2.5. Why do you think that is? Is it just City's attack, or is there something else at play?
It's a combination, but it's heavily influenced by the tactics. City is built to score goals, but in doing so, they push so many players forward they leave themselves exposed.
Right, on the turnover.
And Brighton, even though they're mid-table, they are not a park-the-bus team. They are built for quick, vertical attacking breaks. They want to accelerate the game.
So all signs point to an open end-to-end match.
Absolutely. The key takeaway from all the trend analysis is pretty simple. Expect goals, probably from both sides.
Okay, let's get into the tactical deep dive. This is where it gets fun. Starting with City. Their strength is obvious. Possession, controlling the tempo. But the sources got really specific about their their creative quality.
It's all about fluidity and how they control the half spaces.
Those channels between the center back and the fullback?
Exactly. The sources talk about the combinations between, say, Kevin De Bruyne and Phil Foden. Foden drops deep, he pulls a midfielder with him. De Bruyne drifts higher, looking for that killer pass.
And it forces defenses to make impossible choices.
It does. If Brighton press high, the passing lanes open up behind them. If they sit deep, City just patiently rotate the ball, stretch the defense wider and wider until a gap appears. It's control, fully realized.
But then we come back to the elephant in the room, the defense. You mentioned Guardiola himself has talked about the depleted backline. What's the tactical fallout from that?
That's the biggest issue they're facing. Normally, City's fullbacks are practically midfielders. They push way up the pitch.
Overload to isolate.
Right. But with injuries in central defense, he has to put a handbrake on that system. The sources suggest this forces Rodri to sit deeper, almost as a third center back at times, to provide cover against the counter.
And that limits their ability to really overload the final third.
It makes them a little more predictable. It makes them vulnerable to that one quick vertical pass right through the middle if they lose the ball.
So when they need a get-out-of-jail card, they look to Erling Haaland. It's obvious he's the threat, but against this specific kind of deep defense, what does he need to do?
It's all about patience and specific movements. Brighton will try to deny him any space in behind. Their goal is to make him receive the ball with his back to goal,
Force him to be a playmaker.
which he's not as comfortable with. His key will be to exploit those tiny lapses in concentration. He needs to make those quick darting runs into the little gaps that open up between defenders. If City can keep up the pressure, a chance will come.
Okay, let's flip it. Let's talk about Brighton, the chaos agents. What are their tools for surviving at the Etihad?
Their strength is in smart pressing traps and then just explosive counters. They sit compact in a low block, they absorb pressure, and they see giving up possession as an opportunity.
The sources highlighted their efficiency.
They don't need 5 passes to get up the field. They're looking for one vertical ball using the pace they have out wide. That speed is their ultimate weapon when City's defenders are pushed up.
But that style has its own risks. You mentioned their away consistency is a problem.
It is. It comes down to basic defensive discipline. Their defense just leaks more goals than it should. And under intense pressure, they can make errors trying to play out from the back.
So if we boil it all down, the core tactical battle is what?
It's Brighton's deep, compact shape versus City's relentless pressure. If City push too hard and leave that depleted backline exposed, Brighton's pace on the break is lethal. It's a tightrope walk for Guardiola.
So we've laid out the form, the history, the tactics. What does this all mean for the result? Looking at the predictions we synthesized, the models are leaning towards a really close match. A draw is seen as a very real possibility.
And that's fascinating because it reflects the tactics we just talked about. We saw specific forecasts for a 1-1 draw that's built entirely on City's defensive weakness and Brighton's ability to score against the run of play.
It's the chaos factor winning out.
It is. But other analysis just says goals are inevitable. Both teams are built to attack, and both have defensive questions right now. The consensus seems to be if City score early, the game opens up. If Brighton can hold them off, they can grind out a result.
So the bottom line for you, the listener, seems pretty clear. City are the favorites. Talent, history, home advantage, obvious. But Brighton's tactical discipline and their ability to punish mistakes mean this will not be a walkover.
No, not at all. When we synthesize the sources, we sort of landed on 3 probable outcomes. First, the tight tactical game. Both teams score, but they cancel each other out. That's your 1-1 draw.
Okay.
Second, the open match. City break through early. Brighton has to come out and play, and it ends in a narrow City win, something like a 2-1 or maybe a 3-2.
And the third?
And third, the ultimate chaos scenario.
Oh.
The Brighton smash and grab. It happens if City's defense is as shaky as it was against Chelsea and Brighton are clinical. It's statistically less likely, but it is absolutely within their tactical capability.
That's a fantastic breakdown. Let's do a quick recap of the key nuggets for everyone. City's amazing offense is held back by some real defensive injury issues.
Brighton can absolutely cause an upset despite their wobbly away form.
And crucially, no matter who wins, we should probably expect to see a few goals.
Exactly. This deep dive really shows that pre-match analysis isn't just reading the table. It's about understanding how specific tactics, like Brighton sitting deep in present-day weaknesses, like City's backline, are what really shape the outcome.
Right.
So here's the final provocative thought for you to chew on while you wait for kickoff. Given all City's defensive worries, how much will Pep Guardiola restrain his team? Does he pull back on the reins to ensure they have cover? Or does he trust his attack and unleash players like Foden and De Bruyne?
That one decision.
That single strategic choice, prioritizing defense over maximum attack, could completely reshape the energy, the flow, and ultimately the result of this entire game.
A brilliant question to keep in mind. It'll make those first 20 minutes fascinating to watch. Thank you for diving deep with us. We'll catch you next time.